Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube universe, what is going on with you on this Sunday? It is a Sunday afternoon, November 12th, 2023, roughly 3 p.m. California time. I am, of course, your always gracious host, Fallon from GoNootropics.com. Coming at you with the chamomile chairs. Ladies and gentlemen, good to see you. Good to see all of your lovely faces. It's been about 4 months since we've uploaded here on the channel. So this is once again the sign of life from yours truly. Hope you're doing good. The title of this video is indeed correct, ladies and gentlemen. And before I get into the nitty-gritty details, just know that I come to you ashamed. I come to you downtrodden. I come to you with the energy of a dog that just shat on the carpet. He knows what he did. He knows what he did is bad, and he sits there looking at you with that look of shame. Here I am. I just wrote the book. Kratom, a glass half empty. My journey with Kratom, quitting Kratom. You know, I put myself up there as, oh, here's somebody who's got it all figured out. Here's somebody who's quit. And here is somebody who's going to lead me through the promised land. You know, people who bought this book, first of all, thank you very much, right? Thank you to all those who bought the book. The book continues to sell very well. I think it's just naturally picking up momentum on Amazon now. But some of you guys probably bought the book thinking, you know, here is somebody who's going to lead us through the promised land. You're on Kratom here. I was making videos about quitting Kratom, even going so far as to say, oh, look how easy it is. Withdrawals are easy, quitting is easy, just do it. You know, this was the type of energy that I had in those videos. And, you know, some of you probably thought, here's a guy who's going to help me through. With my journey quitting Kratom, you went out and bought the book. Thank you very much. And here's the same guy telling you he's back. He's back on the Kraken, baby. What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's true. I'm taking Kratom again. I quit for 8 months. Me and my fiance quit. Roughly about the same time. She cracked shortly after. She made it about maybe a month in her journey before she went back to it. And so she was taking it, and I was still continuing to stay strong, but it just reached a point where she was taking it. I like Kratom. She's taking Kratom. You have one of those rough days at work, and the next thing you know, you're back in the grips of the Kraken, and it's as simple as that. I'm not blaming her for me going back to the Kratom, but such is the case that she's taking Kratom, and it was somewhat difficult to abstain from Kratom while she was taking it as well. You know, we live under the same roof. I like Kratom. You know, if you're an alcoholic trying to quit, it doesn't help if you got people drinking kind of in the same room. So we're both back to taking Kratom. She deals with a significant amount of pain in her jaw, so she takes Kratom for pain purposes. I take Kratom just to kind of numb out after a hard day's work. You know, I take Kratom to just numb myself from the things that kind of life throws at me. I very much am a psychological number. You know, if I have a rough day, or if I have a rough day at work, you know, I like to reach for something. And 34 years old, I just turned 34, 35. I don't even know. I think I'm 34. I'm starting to learn that, you know, I just reach for these things, baby. I reach for these things. And I know a lot of you guys feel that same way. You like to reach out for something. And sometimes it's like, man, can I just have one thing, one little cup, right? And Kratom turned out to be the cup that has been the most sustainable for me. Now, both of us plan on quitting. We tried quitting at the same time. It didn't really work out. Her withdrawals were very acute, very strong. My withdrawals, not so much, and I've talked about this a million times before. My Kratom withdrawals are, somewhat mild to moderate. I don't get the real heavy withdrawals a lot of people get, but quitting kind of at the same time proved to be a challenge. She's going to need to do something with her TMJ. Before quitting Kratom is a remote possibility for her because she deals with physical pain. That's why a lot of people take Kratom. They're dealing with some type of physical pain, some type of physical ailment. So Kratom helps them, facilitates just living life. I don't know what it's like to live with chronic pain, but I imagine it's not that fun. And, here you have something relatively safe that you could take to manage the pain and get through life. That's great. Kratom is great for that purpose. Kratom for me works in a different way. It's psychological, helps numb the psychological stressors of life. So here I am back on the Kraken. Once again, I come to you ashamed. Here's a guy who just wrote the book, right? So after I cracked a couple months ago, I didn't really feel like doing videos. Here I was, I just released the book. I'm the guy that quit, right? I'm the guy that quit. I just wrote the book on it, and here I am kind of 8 months in to quitting, just back on it. It's kind of, you get tired of the same old story. I don't want to get back up here and, continue to talk about Kratom and my journey with Kratom. It's kind of like you watch some of these guys and their addiction journeys. I know this one YouTuber, he's always relapsing on alcohol, and it gets to the point where it's like, just accept it or kind of move on with your life. Just accept your state. This guy's been uploading for years and years and years. It's kind of like the same old story. And you just reach a point where doing the videos and talking about it is kind of like flogging the dead horse, so to speak. It just becomes a tired, drawn out story. A lot of you guys like these videos because you guys take Kratom. Some of you are quitting Kratom. It's an interesting thing. Maybe you found yourself in the throes of Kratom addiction. It's a little more addicting than you thought it was. So these videos kind of reaffirm, what you know to be true about Kratom. And if anything, this book is really speaking to the addictive nature of Kratom. Once again, I don't think it's dangerous, but it's very addicting, and I don't think anybody can deny that. Whether you're taking Kratom for this or that, I don't think you could deny at this point the addictive potential of Kratom, how it's just always kind of an option on the table that you could take and go from feeling relatively not so good to feeling relatively pretty good, and going to work is easy. It's just like an easy thing to do. And you quickly find that it's very difficult to distance yourself from the Kraken. So here I am. I made it 8 months, no Kratom, which was kind of my longest stint, 8 months. And I really thought I had it kind of nailed. I had it locked in. And then, the slope is very slippery indeed. So we are taking the Kratom. I do have plans on quitting eventually, but I think it's going to require that both me and Christine quit. We make a plan to just quit altogether, get it out of our lives, and make a decision as a couple that we're not going to be touching Kratom. We don't want to look at it. We don't want to see it. We don't want it anywhere near us. And, that's like, two people addicted to something is very, very difficult to manage. Luckily, at the end of the day, it's just Kratom. But can you imagine two heroin addicts or two pill addicts, trying to manage that, trying to quit together? One of them goes back to the pills after a couple weeks or after a month. And you're just sitting there thinking, man, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And that's pretty much addiction. It kind of is for many of us, lifelong journey. We're always going to feel that pull to go take something. We're always going to feel that desire to self-medicate because we've been doing it for years. I've been doing it since as long as I can remember, self-medicating. And it seems to be like a hardwired, integral part of who I am, just to reach for something, you know? And to what degree is it addiction versus self-medicating, you know? Because a lot of these things can be used in a, quote, self-medicative purpose. But for me, you know, I'm just back to my old addiction, 20 grams a day. I'm not even trying to limit my usage, you know? When I went back to it, I quickly just sent away like all the bullshit in my mind. Like, oh, I'll go back, but I'm only gonna take, you know, 4 grams a day, 5 grams per day. I at least knew that was bullshit. That was never gonna be an outcome that I could expect with Kratom. So I just accepted the fact that, well, I'm going back to it. I'm gonna be working up to 20 grams per day once again, and I just settled into the mode of, well, here it is. I'll do my best the next time, and what else can you do? You know, you try, you fail, you go back, you try again, until you reach what you believe is success. Until you find a balance that works for you. You know, some people can tone back their dosage 5 grams per day and maybe keep it like that a couple times a week. I'm not like that. I'm at 20 grams per day, and I will remain at 20 grams per day until I decide once again to quit, until me and Christine figure out a plan to deal with her pain and quit together. It is what it is, and that's kind of been the reason for the absence. I feel like a fake. I feel like a fraud. I just wrote the dang book, baby. I just wrote the book. The book is making pretty good sales, I would say, for a book of this nature. And I just feel bad for writing this book, and here I am. I'm the guy who wrote the book, and I'm back taking Kratom. So doing videos, you know, after I went back to Kratom, I just wasn't inspired. But I'm making this video, you know, just to say we are here, baby. We are here. We are human. We are plugging along. I stand before you ashamed. I stand before you once again like the dog who shat on the carpet, right? And you rub the dog's nose into the carpet and just hope the dog doesn't shit on the carpet again, right? So we are here once again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Drop a comment. Let me know your journey, how you have been. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. We're going to be hopefully cranking out some videos in a more frequent basis, just getting back into the zone, baby. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Drop a comment, questions, comments, anything along those lines, drop it below. And as always, I will see you very soon. Peace.